Hi everyone, I'm Catherine. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Catherine's Plates, where I like to cook for you, do grocery hauls, and my new segment, What's for Dinner, where I like to compile several dinner ideas throughout the week and post them for you on Sundays. Alright y'all, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below with that bell notification and you'll always know when my shows are posted. Okay, so I hope you're inspired today by at least one of my dishes, so if you're ready, let's go. Alright, what's for dinner Monday? This is Monday morning and I'm getting ready to make some chicken fajitas in my crock pot. Alright, so I'm going to be using 2 pounds of chicken, and now I have some chicken tenders here that I'm going to be using. I've got 1 jar of paste picante sauce, some taco seasoning mix, and then also look at these pretty peppers that I'm going to be using in there also. I've got every color, red, yellow, orange. I've got 2 green, and I've got 2 onions that I'm going to be chopping up also. I've got a red and a yellow, and then we're going to throw it all into my crock pot here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is get our chicken into the crock pot. Alright, look at these tenders right here. That's what we're working with right here. Alright, we're going to go ahead now and start cutting up our peppers. Now what I like to do is just cut off 4 sides. We're going to cut these in strips. What we're going to do is slice up a red onion. And take the ends off. Cut it in half. Nice big slices here, y'all. This is what we're looking at. Because they're going to melt in there. They're going to be in there for quite a while. I have some taco seasoning here that I'm going to sprinkle all over. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and add some salsa. This is a 16-ounce jar and I'm just going to add about half of it. I'm going to place the lid on it, put this on high for 3 to 4 hours or low for 6 to 8 hours, so I'll be back. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and take my lid off of the crock pot. Oh, look at it cooking away in there. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take all of my chicken out. I'm going to put it on my cutting board here, and then I'm going to shred it up, put it back in there, and let it sit in there, cooking on kind of a low until I get my rice and beans done, and then getting my garnishes ready for my tacos. Give it a nice stir. Doesn't that look good in there? Alright, so let it sit here on low while I make the rice and the beans. Alright, to go with my chicken fajitas tonight, I am making this Goya Mexican rice chicken flavor. This looks really good to go with it. I've never tried this before, so I'm pretty anxious to try that. And then to go with that, I'm going to be doctoring up some Old El Paso traditional refried beans right here. I'm going to be adding some sour cream and some taco seasonings to it to flavor them up. Alright, so I placed a package that came in the box into my boiling water with 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm going to give it a mix now. Alright, we're just going to boil for 1 minute. Then we're going to reduce our heat, put a lid on it, and cook it for an additional 25 minutes. Alright, so I got my rice done. Oh, look at that. Looks good. Nice and delicious. I'm going to go ahead now and put my beans into a pan here. Alright, to that I'm going to add about a tablespoon of sour cream. Like I said, we're going to cream these up really good. Nice flavor. Then I'm going to add a little bit of taco seasoning to my beans here. Give it all the same flavor. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and griddle up my tortillas here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And what I want to do is kind of toast them on both sides. Alright, I like to put some of this nice shredded cotija cheese on it. Right across it. You can put cheddar cheese, you can put a Mexican blend cheese, some pico right on the top of that. Alright, how about some crema going on? Just gonna dribble a little bit. If you want it, cilantro. Freshly cut cilantro. There we go. That's what I did with my chicken fajitas in the crock pot. Alright, so I got my husband Thomas taking the first bite.
Oh my God. That is freaking awesome.
Was it good? Was it worth the wait?
Oh yeah. I actually think I need to sit down.
Uh-oh.
That's how good it is.
Alright, so it's Tuesday night. What's for dinner? Breakfast. I was inspired, or my husband was inspired too, when I bought these maple chicken breakfast sausages at Trader Joe's. My husband was like, ooh, those would go good with French toast. So during the week we don't usually have time to make breakfast like this, so let's make it for dinner. Alright, so we're going to be cooking up those, and then I'm going to be using my husband's recipe that he makes when he does French toast. We've got 1 cup of milk to 4 eggs, and then we're going to add a splash of vanilla to it. So I've got a double burner griddle here, and what I'm going to do is just take a stick of butter, it's about like half a stick here, and just kind of rub it on my griddle here. Now I'm going to use the back burner for my sausage. I'll cook a mess of them, that way we can have some in the refrigerator for in the morning. What they were right there. Maple chicken breakfast sausage from Trader Joe's. Alright, so while the bottom portion is heating up, I'm going to show you the bread that we use. We have this artisanal. It's by Sara Lee. We love their bread for sandwiches, toast, French toast. Oh yeah, look at that nice little char happening on the bottom of these sausages. Look at that. Alright, y'all can certainly do these in 2 frying pans, that's fine. 1 frying pan for your sausage and 1 for your French toast. Alright, we're going to start flipping these over. Let me check the back side of these. Oh, nice and golden. Wow, y'all, look at how blistered those sausages are getting. Oh, just the way I like them. Just like that. Alright, can you see how golden they are? Alright, I'm going to get my plate. Alright, I'm going to add some sausage to my plate. Oh, don't those look good? How do you like your French toast? I like butter that's melted. Oh, and can we have some syrup on that? Alright, I'm going to let it snow. Some powdered sugar. What? Keep going? I think somebody in my house said keep going. There we go. That's what's for dinner at our house on Tuesday night. Alright, so it's Thursday night. What's for dinner? I am making an all-in-one sheet pan meal here, and it's going to have a crusted chicken using Parmesan, lemon, and some garlic. And then I'm going to roast vegetables with the chicken, and it's going to have a nice drizzle over them. So To get started, what we're going to do is first I'm going to have to marinate the chicken, so I'm going to show you that step here right now. Alright, so I've got just a kind of a medium bowl here, and I'll just put a Ziploc bag in it and roll down the side of it away from the bag. And I'm going to put the marinade stuff in there. It's a very little marinade. And then I'm going to add the chicken to it, and then we're going to refrigerate it for 30 minutes. Alright, we'll take it, zip it up, take the fork out, gonna zip it up, squish it around. Alright, I'm gonna set this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes and we'll be right back. Alright, so my chicken is almost finished marinating. I'm gonna go ahead now and make the crust mixture. I'm using panko crumbs today. You can use regular breadcrumbs if you would like. So I'm just going to mix 1 cup of that with some shredded Parmesan cheese. Now I'm using this right here because I just don't have time right now to grate my cheese, but I'm going to add this. Now this is about ½ a cup, so I'm going to mix that in there with my crumbs and get a nice mix on that. I've got my sheet pan right here, and what I did was I covered it with some tin foil. Now this is some non-stick tin foil, so the chicken and the vegetables won't stick on it. But if you're using regular tin foil or just a regular sheet pan, I would go ahead and lightly spray it with some cooking spray. Alright, so I've pulled my chicken out of the refrigerator, and I'm going to go ahead now and coat them and then put them on my pan. Now I've took some baby red potatoes and I've cut them in quarters, and I'm just going to lay those all around the chicken. Alright, so I'm going to make the drizzle to go over the potatoes. So I'm going to take ½ a stick of butter here. Just going to melt this up. Alright, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of garlic, some pepper, and some salt. Going to kind of mix that together. Drizzle half of this over the potatoes. Alright, I'm going to put these in the oven that's been preheating at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to pull them out, add my rest of my vegetables, and then we're going to put them back in the oven. So we'll be back. I've pulled my chicken out, and it was about 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead now and flip the chicken breast over. I'm going to move my potatoes down. Now that the chicken breast has shrunken somewhat. Alright, so I'm going to add my second layer of vegetables. Now what I have in here, zucchini and squash, and I took that rest of that butter sauce that I used on the potatoes, and I used only half of it there. I put the rest of it into a bowl here with the squash and the zucchini and just kind of mixed it up. So I'm going to lay those across the side here. Alright, I'm going to put these back in the oven. I'm going to put the oven on broil and cook these for an additional 10 to 15 minutes until I get a reading of 165 on my thermometer. Alright y'all, there's my what's for dinner Thursday night. My 1 sheet pan, lemon garlic Parmesan chicken with roasted vegetables on there. I'm going to show you my plate. So it is Friday night. What's for dinner? Well, I've pulled out my recipe, mini veggie meatloaves. It's on my blog. Alright, so with mini veggie meatloaves, it's almost like your basic meatloaf recipe, and then I'm going to be adding some veggies to it, and I'm going to show you those here in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead right now and mix together. I got 1 pound of ground beef here. Now to that, I'm going to add ½ a cup of some panko crumbs. I've got a ¼ cup of milk. Now if you need to adjust this, you can certainly do that. 1 egg. put some pepper in there, some salt, and my favorite ingredient, paprika. Sprinkle some of that in there. That's it right there. I'm going to mix all of this together. Alright, so I've got a bell pepper, a squash, and some carrots, and a red onion. So what we're going to want is about 2 cups of vegetables, because what we're going to do is saute these down, soften them up before we put them into the meatloaf mixture. Oh yeah, we're going to season these well too. You're going to see where I'm going to go with this. Alright, so I've got my onion peeled. I'm going to go ahead now and just slice it and then dice it. There we go. What's so versatile about this meatloaf is that you can put whatever vegetables you want in there, right? We're going to saute these up and make them really soft and flavorful before they go in there. And to that, I have 1 tablespoon of garlic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this over there to the pan and start heating these up. Alright, got my pan nice and hot, so I'm going to add some oil to it. Alright, I'm going to place all my vegetables in. Y'all, look at the pretty colors in there. Going in your meatloaf. You can hide your veggies. And flavor them too. Salt, pepper, and we've got some paprika. The same flavors that went into our meatloaf. We've got about a tablespoon of garlic here. My sous chef sitting over there. I hand things off to him. Okay, so I'm going to stir this up. I'm just going to cook this down for about 3 minutes until we get a nice softness on these vegetables. Alright, now that my vegetables are all cooked down, alright, see how pretty those look? I'm going to put them right into my meatloaf mixture here. Yes, and it's still hot, and that's fine. So I'm going to take a wooden spoon and just kind of mix it up until it's well combined. Alright, so I'm just going to lightly spray my muffin tin here. And I just use a 1/3 measuring cup to scoop out my meatloaf mixture into the muffin cups here. Just like that. These make the most tastiest meatloaves I've ever had. Oh my gosh. The sweetness that the vegetables provide, oh yeah. We're going to put these in the oven that's been preheating at 400 degrees for how long?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. Alright, so while my meatloaves are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead now and start preparing. We're going to be making some fried country potatoes with some onions. So we're going to go ahead and start heating up some oil in the cast iron skillet, and then we're going to add our potatoes and onions and then season them up. Okay, look at those potatoes. Very delicious. Yummy. Alright, so I'm getting ready to make our favorite salad. We picked this up from Trader Joe's. It's a Southwestern chopped salad. And it has green cabbage, romaine, there's cotija cheese, roasted pepitas, tortilla strips, green onions, cilantro, and then there's a spicy Southwest avocado dressing. So that sounds really good. This is what's for dinner Friday night. Mini veggie meatloaves, country fried potatoes, and a Southwestern chopped salad. Yum. Okay. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed my What's for Dinner for this week. If you were inspired, let me know what you were inspired by down below in the comments section. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hey, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below with that bell notification so you'll always know when my shows are posted. I do cook for yous, I do grocery hauls, and now I'm doing What's for Dinners. All right, I will see you on my next episode.